Welcome to the second module of lesson friction. In this module, we will learn about spring balance and activities involving spring balance and also factors affecting friction. What is spring balance? Dear children, have you heard of spring balance? Spring balance is a device used for measuring the force acting on an object. It consists of a coiled spring which gets stretched when a force is applied to it. Stretching of the spring is measured by a pointer moving on a graduated scale. The reading on the scale gives the magnitude of the force. Let us perform an activity to understand the factors affecting friction. Take a brick, a spring balance and a rope which connect the brick and the spring balance. Tie a string around the brick. Pull the brick by a spring balance. You need to apply some force. Note down the reading on the spring balance. When the brick just begins to move, it gives you the measure of force of friction between the surface of the brick and the floor. Now, wrap a piece of polythene around the brick and repeat the activity. Do you observe any difference in the reading of the spring balance in the above two cases? Yes. What might be the reason for this difference? Repeat the activity by wrapping a piece of jute bag around the brick. What do you observe? Now in the first case, we can see that the brick is in direct contact with the floor, and due to surface roughness of the brick and the floor, spring balance gives the measurement of friction when brick just begin to move. Mark the reading. Now, when you wrap a piece of polythene around the brick, we can see the measurement of spring balance is less than in the first case. This is due to the smoothness of the plastic surface, which reduces the interlocking between the brick and the floor. But when you wrap a jute bag around the brick and tries to move the brick, then measurement on the scale increases much higher than the first case. And this happens due to the rough surface of the jute bag. This gives us an idea that rough surface has more friction. In the previous activity, you studied that friction depends upon the nature of the surface which is in contact with the moving body. Let us now understand how friction changes with a change in the type of contact surfaces. Make an inclined surface with the help of a wooden board. Mark a point on the upper end of the inclined surface. Now take a pencil and place it on the marked point. Slide the pencil from the marked point. Note down the distance traveled by the pencil as it slides from the floor. Now place a cloth over the floor. Slide the pencil again from the marked point. Note down the distance traveled by the pencil. Do you find any change in the distance traveled by the pencil? Now put some sand on the floor. Again, slide the pencil from the marked point. Note down the distance traveled by the pencil this time. Now, once we compare the three readings of the distance covered by the pencils in three cases, we see that when there was nothing on the floor, the pencil traveled maximum. When there was sand on the floor, the pencil traveled minimum. This indicates sand offers maximum friction to the pencil and hence the pencil stops after traveling a small distance only. Why is friction caused? It is caused due to the irregularities on the two surfaces in contact. What do you mean by irregularities?
Now, even though the table looks smooth, the surface have large number of irregularities. Even the surface of the object has irregularities. Irregularities on the two surfaces lock into one another. So, whenever we need to move an object, we have to overcome the irregularities. Why is friction higher in rougher surfaces? This is because rougher the surface, more will be the irregularities, and if the irregularities are more force is needed to overcome them. So, the first factor affecting friction is nature of the surface.